Hi, my name is Perla, and I am a software developer. I will be your mentor in this course. I love Android because you can create amazing apps with it. Today, I would like to talk about good practices when you create apps in Android. Developers maintain their code organized, so it is easier to make changes anytime. Resources like colors, strings, dimensions can be used in different parts of the app and can be susceptible to changes. Fortunately, Android has a great system to manage them. Let's see an example. I created an app named My National Park. This app has the goal to promote national parks in the United States. This is an example of one of the views. It contains a title, an image, and a description. Let's see the XML file for this view. As you can see, I have the text Joshua Tree, California in the title. I defined a color, a padding, and a text size. I have something similar for the other text view, and I specified a size for the image and a content description. This seems very normal, but once we start including more parks in the app and make changes, it will be more difficult going through every view in our project. To avoid consuming too much time, we can define colors, strings, and dimensions. Let's start with the strings. In the project directory, we have a folder named res. Inside, you will find another named values. We have the file strings XML where we will define our text resources. This will simplify our job when we need to include translations or repeat text in different views. I am going to define here the strings for this view. The only resource we have for now is the name of the app. So let's go and add the next resources we need. Let's add the name of the park as a string resource. This is very easy. We just need to specify a name for this resource. It will be park name. There you go. Let's do the same for the description of the park. Now that we have the resources, we can add these strings to our activity without hard coding the text. The way to include these resources is by pointing to the resource strings that is in values, like this. We can specify the park name. As this park name is twice in our view, we can just go and specify that we are going to use the same name. Finally, the description. Now that we have our string resources, it is time for the color to be in its proper space. Let's open the colors XML file. In this file, we can define all the color resources we are going to use in our app. As you can see, some of them are already defined as part of the styles we are using. Let's define the one we want for the title of every park. In a similar way, we can define a name. In this case, will be color park title. Perfect. Now we can use this resource anytime we need it. Let's use the color resource we just created, like this. Color, and then the name of the resource. And there you go. Now, every time we need to use this color, we can just make reference to this same resource. Now, let's define the dimension resources. As you can see, we don't have a dimensions file, so we need to create it. Here's a trick. Select one of the dimensions defined and click in the icon that appears at the left. Then extract dimension resource and define a name for this resource in particular, like title size. You will see a new file created. Now, dimensions file will have all the resources that are related with sizes, like text sizes, paddings, margins, etc. We can go and add all the daemon resources we would need for this app, like the title padding, the image height, the padding description, and the size we are going to use in the text description. It is very important to use descriptive names as we can. And as you can see, we have now all the resources we need, colors, dimensions, or strings organized. Once we have the daemons file defined, we will be able to define all the other daemons resources we will need. Here, you will define all the text sizes, paddings, margins, etc. And here is an example of how you can use those resources that you define in your view. Now we have all resources organized. We have colors, dimensions, strings. This will make our work easier. For example, we can add another view for another national park to our project, and we have already the sizes and color for a title. If a change is necessary, we just need to do it once in the proper section. I think the view need a little more of style. Now it is your turn to use your creativity to improve the view and define all the resources in the proper section. Then I challenge you to make a research about the purpose of this file, styles XML. How can you use this file to improve even more the definition of the elements in your view? Give it a try and let me know if you have any questions. You can use the Android developers documentation. See you next session.